Hi guys, it's Blackie. Okay, apparently in one of my recent videos I generated a little bit of confusion, and I'd like to clarify that. Several months ago, maybe even a year ago, I did a video where I laid out on the ground my fire kit at that time. Then later on, I was carrying it in a leather belt pouch. I said I would no longer be carrying it in a leather belt pouch, and I was minimizing it. It was too big, too bulky on my belt, and I had gone to a smaller set. Then here recently I have got the Stitch Gears waterproof, well not waterproof, but water, roll up leather tender bundle that I really like. And they said, well, you're not carrying this, what? Or obviously I confuse people. So let me, for gear, my Woodscraft gear, okay, for 2018, let us be clear. At a base level, I carry on my body, on average, every day, a Bic lighter and a small ferrocerium rod that's on my key ring. Even when I'm in street clothes at work, I have that with me. So I have the ability to make fire. Next step up. The next step up is the small belt kit that I covered. And what is in here is a ferrocerium rod, a full size, a Fresnel lens, a tinder bundle, a tinder box that's got shredded bark, a couple of my fire straws in it, etc. And then there's a thing of matches down in the bottom. So that is the belt kit that goes on my belt when I'm just doing a real quick walk, or I'm going fishing, let's say. I'm not planning on woods time. I'm going to be in the woods, but I'm just going out for the day for an activity, such as you and I are walking a fence line and we're going fishing, or etc. That's when the little belt kit goes. We just need to stop and build a fire to warm up, or whatever. That's what this small unencumbering kit does, okay? I will still be carrying the small ferrocerium rod and the lighter in my pocket. This is the step up, okay? Now, and yes, I know I owe you a video on this. I am working on it. I've got a couple more pieces of gear coming that's going to augment it, and then I will do a 2018 haversack gear breakdown for you. But for the meantime, last time when we showed this, I showed that an entire Woobie will fit up here in the top. It's warmed up in Alabama, and today it's going to be 78. This is February 16th, and it's going to be 78, so I don't need a Woobie. And I'm trading out the Woobie in the lid for an emergency space blanket, an old one that's a ground cloth, really. And so that will now go into this pocket quite handily. It will not be so bulky on the outside. But the focus of this is we're going to talk about the fire kit that I've now got. When I got this from Randy, like I said, I had saw this kit on Dave Canterbury's table at his event and really liked that. And I know how to work leather, but Randy does such a good job with the welts and everything, it's go ahead and buy it before I have to go get all the leather and everything else to do it myself. I'd rather him do it professionally than me sit there and do it, So, the kit rolled up fits into that pocket on the front of my haversack underneath the flap. When I got it, I had the idea if I would create this kit and stuff it in the bottom of my rucksack or whatever and forget about it, it was the emergency set. I'm not doing that. This is too nice a kit. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's become my favorite fire kit, and it's the one that I pull out the most often. So rather than digging it, I got this haversack where it fits into the pocket perfectly, and it's quick and easy access. The long ties just hold it together, and then that big roll-up flap makes it very handy. Well, what I'm carrying in here now is I have a match safe with UCO matches, regular kitchen matches, and then I've got some duct tape on there, additional tinder. I've got a bag that's got 3 of my fire straws, 3 small birthday candles. Those are coal extenders. So that, you know, you got that stuff, it'll light a minute and then it goes out. I can light one of them and sacrifice one of them baby candles, birthday candles, put down there and have a continuous source. There's also the Bic lighters in there, and it's wrapped with jute twine like I showed in my first one. So between that, I have matches and lighter. 2 sources that produce flame. Then I have a nice big hunk of fat wood, Alabama Gold. I mean, this is deep, rich stuff that I can make fine shavings out of. I can cut splinters off of, whatever. With this and a ferrocerium rod, I'm going to have fire. And then, of course, I have the big handful of shredded prepared tinder that I mentioned the first time in there. Now, I know you're thinking, where's the ferrocerium rod? That's on my knife sheath now. I didn't usually carry that, but I do now. And since I've got it on my knife sheath, my large ferrocerium rod rides on the sheath I got from Randy from a master woodsman. So between those two, I'm covered. So with the bag, the lighter, the jute, the multiple sources, I need 3 or 4 sources of fire. I have a Fresnel lens that's actually, I've slid it out of here and I've loaned it to somebody being used in a science project. But there's a Fresnel lens for solar ignition. I have a lighter, flame. I have matches, 2 kinds of matches actually, flame. I have a ferrocerium rod, that makes 4. So I've got 4 sources of ignition. I have 2 forms of ignition, 2 forms of tinder that will burn when you hit them with flame. The candles and the fire straws that I make up. The fire straws are also waterproof, so if I go dunked, I've got a fire source. The hunk of lighter wood in the bottom can get dunked, it doesn't matter, I can shave it and it works. So I have a fire kit that works, even if it's been wet, I've got something in it that works. The matches are waterproof, they'll work. So that is the mindset in the kit I'm carrying today. So it's EDC, a ferrocerium rod and a lighter. One step up, the belt kit. One step up, the real fire kit. One step up from that is what I carry in my rucksack, and that's just a great big additional to this. Everything will be redundant to this now, because this is the primary fire kit, and therefore does the job quite well. I just wrap it up, twist these leather thongs around, pull it tight, and that's it. That coiling up of the top makes it, this will float. If I dropped it, it'd float. And water's gonna have a tough time getting in there. If water gets in there, I'm probably drowned. So, I hope this clarifies for you. And as soon as I can get the couple pieces of gear I'm waiting for the haversack, I'll do the review of the haversack that I've been promising for all the little ins and outs of what I'm doing with that. So, any questions, any comments, whatever, please leave them below. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. I'm Blackie for Shaman's 4 Woodscraft, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.